Dragon's Dogma 2, a new RPG from Capcom. It's the sequel to Dragon's Dogma that was released in 2012 on PS3 and Xbox 360 way back in the day. And later in 2016, an enhanced edition called Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon was released, and it was pretty popular. Now, if you've never heard of Dragon's Dogma, well, you're not alone. It's kind of a cult classic. So a lot of people missed it, but the people who did play it, they usually sing very, very high praises of it. With this review, I'll just cut to the chase that if you liked Dragon's Dogma, I'm very confident that you'll like Dragon's Dogma 2 because it's very similar to the old game. And if you didn't play Dragon's Dogma, then you might have a little trouble getting into it because the old one is known as like the Flawed Masterpiece for good reason. I don't know if like Flawed Masterpiece is the word I'd use for Dragon Dogma 2, but there's a lot of jank. There's a lot of jank in this game. It's almost like a fever dream of an RPG, but I'll get more into that later. It is. It's freaking weird. It's weird, man. The game is going to be $70 when it comes out. Oof. Oh, thank you very much, Capcom, for giving me a copy to review. Yay. I heavily recommend that you use a controller. You may be able to use mouse and keyboard. I haven't tried it myself. I'm not too sure how well it works, but I'm sure it's supported. And it also uses a third-party DRM anti-tampering software called Denuvo. And I didn't have any trouble with Denuvo. If you know what I'm talking about, it didn't slow my computer down or anything for me. And hopefully it goes away. It's anti-pirating software, and a lot of games come out with it. And hopefully over time, they'll get rid of it for people that, don't like it or have trouble with it. So I figured for this review, it's best that instead of me telling you what I did and didn't like about the game, that I'll just kind of take you through the experience that I had with the game and explain things along the way, because the game, it definitely was an experience. And it wasn't one that I liked starting out. I didn't like it very much, but it grew on me as I continued to play. So let's get into it. So the game starts in a prison. Classic start. And then the best feature in the game, character creation. Now, you've probably seen a lot of the memes and stuff people have been putting out about the character creation in Dragon's Dogma. It's pretty in-depth. And of course, I made the wonderful and beautiful character, Sir Chad M. Bison. Oof, just a thing of beauty. You can also make some very, very hideous things, some very Attack on Titan looking monstrosities. But I'll leave it up to you to make, whatever you want. This is my, the things he does for me. So of course I'm in prison, so I got to go do some prison work. They take me out into the yard and they make me move a rock. One single rock. And all of a sudden, explosions. Oh my gosh, what's that over there? It's Medusa. She's here attacking people. She's got flapjack titties flopping all over the place, and I'm not too sure what's going on, but I know Sir Chad has got to take care of business, so he's going there, he's going to fight her, and this guy is just kind of randomly walking on her as we're fighting her. I give her the business, and she runs away, and we let her go, and then I kind of think, that's a good idea. I will run away. So now I'm running away. I'm running away from all the guys, and I'm going to the edge of a cliff. I guess I'll just jump. I jump off the cliff. Lo and behold, what is there? A griffin. A griffin comes up, and it's like, yeah, I got you, bro. Don't you worry. I saved you. And then all the guys are like, oh, no, get it. Shoot it with arrows. And the griffin's like, nah, bro. And he flies away. And I'm free. I'm free. I've done it. I've escaped my imprisonment, and I'm ready to get out into the world. Oh, my new griffin, my new best friend. So we fly around. Some other guys see me. They start shooting arrows at me too. Very rude. And then there's some chick. She's watching me. Oh, wait. No, she's got a gigantic catapult arrow thing, crossbow, shoots my griffin and kills it. And I crash. And I hate her. How dare she? The greatest thing to ever happen to me. I had my flying mount from the start, and she kills it. Wonderful. So after my crash landing and I shake myself off and wake up, I'm met by Justin with 2 N's, who gives me the eating paint chip stare and just can't figure out where I came from and what I'm doing here. So he takes me back to his encampment. We show up at encampment, and the pawns show up, and they pledge their fealty to me as the new Horizon. So pawns and Horizon is kind of Dragon Dogma's like unique thing that they do. Pawns are kind of these immortal beings that travel between worlds, and they assist the Horizon, which the Horizon is you. It's the character that you make, and you are destined to be like the ruler, and you also kind of create your own pawn when you're the Horizon. Like you get to do the cool character creation all over again. Best part of the game. Heck yeah, I made Simba. Simba is freaking awesome. Simba is a rogue. He's really cool dude. He's going to kill everybody. To which in this game, there are classes. They're called vocations, and you select one when you make your character, and you can change them later on at ends. And you got like fighters and different kinds of things, and you get to select moves and level up abilities and become more powerful as you level up that class. And you can change between the classes too, and you can even like kind of mix and match some stuff, which is pretty cool. So you got your Horizon. You are this kind of like god to the pawns, like quite literally, and they're traveling between worlds and they're helping out different people in different worlds. They'll even talk about like their masters in the other worlds, and like kind of tell you, like if you have a bunch of cat people with you, be like, my master only has the cat people because he's into cats, you know. And then just really throw you under the bus. But anyway, the way that you get more pawns is you use the Rift Stone, which kind of takes you to this in-between worlds where you get to go look at other people's characters, and then you can hire them, and they will help you. You can have a party of 4, including yourself, and you get to go out, and they talk. They talk constantly. They don't stop talking. Like, just think about your favorite RPG where you have like your companions that are coming along with you. They all have their own deep story and their own like even side quests. Not your pawns. No. These guys are bland. They're just kind of there, and they just talk for no reason. They just nothing important at all. They just blah, 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 blah. Which is also important to note that there's no multiplayer in this game. Like, you kind of have this online thing where you change pawns out, and they don't level up with you. You get stronger, and then you go get new pawns, and so you don't even like really get attached to them. They're literally just kind of there, and it's a real shame they don't have multiplayer. I think that would be great. I'm surprised that they don't, actually. It's kind of a big miss in my opinion. So anyway, you go out into the world and you get your pawns, and they're telling you about like bushes and trees and whatever, and you know, all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute. That's that chick that shot down my griffin. I hate her. What is that? Oh my gosh, it's a dragon. Wow. What is going on here? I'm so confused. Oh my God, now I'm fighting the dragon. I'm wearing different armor. Who are these other people that are with me? I think I just had a heart attack earlier. This is really weird. I guess I'll climb up on top of this dragon and fight it. Oh, what's that? Watch where you step. Oh, I magically fell through the dragon and broke my neck and died. And then I wake up in a bed later, and it was all a dream. It was all some strange memories. And there's the chick that shot down my freaking griffin that I hate so much. And she's like, oh no, you lost all your memories, while she's like practicing mewing the whole time. She's like, oh no. Oh, you don't remember me. You saved me from the fire. Oh, and she's like trying to be some love interest or something. So I told her, I ain't got time. I got no time for some small town chicks like you. I'm out of here. I'm the Arisen. I got destiny. I got things to do. There's a lot missing in between here, but the story really does feel like that disjointed and just kind of like I said earlier, kind of like just a fever dream of like, what is going on? What is happening? But if you played the first game, then you kind of already know what's going on, and you can kind of just slide right in and you're good. But if you've never played the game before, you're just like, what is going on? This is crazy. So after I leave girl's house that shot my beautiful griffin, I discover the best feature other than character creation in the entire game. The best thing that you can do. You can throw characters. That's right. You can come up, grab people, and just chunk them. And they don't even seem to really care. This girl was like, hey, am I bothering you? And I was like, yeah, girl, you are bothering me. So I picked her up, took her to the ocean, threw her in. And then I threw her in again and again. And then she kind of spawned behind me, and I fell in. And at that time, I learned that I can't swim. And I got eaten by some tentacle monster in the ocean. Then I walk off, and I find some guy talking trash, and I pick him up, and I sacrifice him to the hentai monster in the ocean, which the tentacle monster that's out in the water that's like the red tentacles, it's called the brine, and it's kind of just a cheap way to tell you that you can't swim in the game, because you can't. No swimming. You cannot swim. You wade in the water, and once it gets so deep, you get eaten by the tentacle monster. But one thing you can do is you can camp. So you set up camp, and you can kind of talk to your very boring party members that don't offer anything ever, but you can cook. And when I saw this part, it blew my mind. I cooked some meat, and it cuts to like someone actually took a camera and recorded meat cooking. It's not in game. It's just like footage of meat cooking. And I was like, wow, This is some really good looking meat. How did they make that in the game? Oh, well, they didn't. It's just a video. So at this point, we can move on to the combat in the story. Like, you get released out into kind of this open world where you can go explore and you can, kind of do whatever you want. You have quests to go and do certain things. So combat in the game, it takes a little bit getting used to. You kind of get in there, you don't have many moves, you're swinging away, and you got a shield, and you got your whole party there. You can be whatever class you want to be, and then you also have your makeup of your party of whatever you want that to be. And you got some pretty cool abilities, like you can pick up bad guys, you can throw them at other bad guys, but you can also jump onto larger creatures like this troll here. You crawl up on his back, you get him some stab, and then all of a sudden a big rock slide kind of comes out of nowhere, kills him, and I fall off, but hey, I did it. I won. Everyone's like, hooray, you're the man. I don't know how you teleported all the way up here, but you did. Thank you. But aside from that kind of like awkwardness that happens in some of those cutscenes, the one thing that I found with combat that I didn't really like is that difficulty just randomly spikes. You'll just kind of be out there fighting some trolls or some goblins. You think everything's gonna be fine, and all of a sudden you're dead. Or you find like another troll, and you're like, oh, I fought one of these guys earlier, and he smashes you into the ground relentlessly, and you have to run away because he will just keep killing you. And so yeah, I found out the hard way that you just die. You die a lot. But ultimately, all things considered, after I played it for 10 hours, I didn't like it at first, but it grew on me. All the difficulty spikes, like the weird facial animations, and just like the odd story pacing, and just the jank in general. It's a game I'll be finishing. I will be finishing it. And also, in Capcom's defense, they did put out in the letter they gave me that they do have like a final patch before the game comes out that should address a lot of graphical things they got going on. I don't know if that includes kind of the animations that got stuck for me, but maybe. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Give it a try, or don't. Whatever. Based on my review, If today's your birthday, happy birthday. So, my friends, I love you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.